Shout out Sniper T on the beat.
Tamara to the break of dawn is on the rise, with life on the forefront of the mind. So line for line, you can ride this brain train and you can change your station without even touching the dial. So relax, stay a little bit, but listen for a while. And whether you're bumping this in the whip or in a business fit, it's a meeting you won't want to miss. A meeting for a meal to feed the soul with words for the mind. So sit back, enjoy the ride. Time to take off, it's time to fly. Cause Tamara till the break of dawn is on the rise.
Hey, y'all. It's me, Tamara. I never get tired of that. I'll never get tired of that ever. So thank you so much for tuning in. Welcome to the show. For all my new listeners, new episodes drop every Thursday. I usually talk about my life, my interests, and the ways I'm trying to grow. So come on back through, you feel me? And for all my day 1, 2, 3, 4, 97, 163, whatever week you came in and you decided to keep on coming back, you feel me? Thank you for your continued support. If you're not, you should totally follow me on social media. The link to that is in the episode notes. And if you're not, you should also subscribe to my YouTube channel. And the link to that is in the episode notes as well. If you have a channel, I will subscribe back. And usually the episodes are uploaded earlier on YouTube. So they're usually uploaded by 9 p.m. Central Standard Time on Wednesday. I say usually because sometimes it just don't be happening, you feel me? But speaking of YouTube, I think we need to get into... Let's go ahead and get into Tamara's takeaway. You know what I'm saying? YouTube, TikTok is similar, but YouTube is such an interesting place because, like, for my episodes, I will upload the same promo clip that I put on all my social media channels or whatever. The only place I don't promote my podcast is TikTok because for whatever reason, I want that to only be content I create. Which, I mean, I know a podcast is content I create, but I want it to be like different content that I create or company videos. So for whatever reason, I have never promoted my podcast episodes on TikTok or whatever. But YouTube is this really interesting place because I will upload a promo clip. And so then if it's a minute or less, it'll be a YouTube Shorts, which YouTube Shorts are similar to like Reels on any other social media platform. So it can be viewed by anybody, whether they follow your channel or not. And then for some people, I've noticed that I get more views on my episodes, you know what I'm saying, depending on what the promo clip is and this, that, and the other. So shout out to them, right? But the reason we finna do Tamara's takeaway about YouTube, because the thing that I've noticed now with last week's episode, the promo clip was specifically talking about how it's okay for me to exist. It's okay for me to have needs if those needs so happen to inconvenience someone and they choose to let it inconvenience them, right? And I don't remember what else I said. I said, but that's okay. Like, it's okay for me to exist. And then I said, and that's my encouragement to y'all as well. Now, those of y'all who know me, right? So those of y'all who have either listened to the show forever or those of y'all who know me in real life, because some of my like real for real friends or whatever listen to the show. So those of y'all who really know me, you know I am not a self-centered person at all, right? And see, this is what caused me, if you saw that video that I said, stop going back and forth with people on the internet in your comments, this happening is what sparked that video. So basically I had 3 men, which I think that's interesting, in my comments. I did not reply to them at all because I don't know you and I don't even barely go back and forth with people in real life. Like, it has to be very serious, very worth my time, or me realize it is a very important thing for you to understand fully where I'm coming from for me to go back and forth with anybody. So I don't do that in real life because I don't care, but I don't have time for all that. Like, I'm a thorough communicator and I understand I can say things many different ways. And then it gets to this point where if you're just dead set on misunderstanding me or you're not trying to see my point of view, okay, you got it. If you feel like you're right and I'm wrong, that's fine. I'm literally not out here trying to prove myself to none of y'all, right? But on the internet, in my comments, when you saw a 60-second or less promo clip, you probably didn't even listen to the whole episode, and you think I'm finna go back and forth with you? But what I am about to do, let me look up these comments. Okay, so one person said, yeah, right, it's all about you, or did you put it me? That literally wasn't the intent of that clip or that episode, you feel me? And then some other person, another man, and I'm not saying anything against men, of course, but he said, it's okay to do things for yourself, but the rest of the world is also still partially your responsibility. Now, again, those of you who know me, those of you who have listened to the show or know me in real life, know that I am not a self-centered person. You also know that I have dedicated my career to social work, which is all about the needs of other people, even to the point where until I started doing contractor work, which is what I do with the subcontracting work. So the subcontracting work that I do is technically me still in the social work field. However, it wasn't until I got into subcontracting work that now I'm making good money doing social work type stuff. Prior to that, I personally feel like for what we do and even just the emotional toll of dealing with people in crisis, you are not paid enough money in the social work field. I say all that to say, if I was solely about me, I wouldn't have even been in that field. But just in general, I am so much about pouring into other people, being there for other people, whatever. If you go back through the archives of this 3.5 years of this show, I have talked so much about how I have struggled with establishing boundaries, how I have struggled with being okay with like saying no and that being a complete sentence and not having to explain myself or whatever. So this growth and who I am right now and where I am right now, I am unapologetically, and I don't like to use that word because sometimes it's overused or whatever, but I am unapologetically, y'all hear me struggling, but that's okay, in this place in my journey because I really fought and healed or whatever to be here, right? However, these people on the internet, they like to, and I see they do this with other people where y'all will judge people who they are as a parent based on a clip that they put on social media. I see it a lot on TikTok. Y'all will judge who you think somebody is as a person, what you think their mindset is. Now, I get that there are some people who put clickbaity stuff out there on purpose for shock value because they want to draw people into the episode. And we are supposed to put stuff out there that is going to draw people into the episode. And always in my promo clips on YouTube, it'll talk about what the rest of the episode is about, and then it'll have the link if you want to watch the rest of it. But Tamara's takeaway, you feel me, is that if y'all are too lazy to do your due diligence and you just want to come up with these wild assumptions based on a minute or less clip on the internet, and you're not willing to do the research to get context, because context matters, you feel me? So if you don't want to do all that, just say that. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all get in the comments of content creators or whatever, and you have so much to say. And it's so funny when y'all don't have pictures. Because the one thing about me being a content creator is there is a digital footprint everywhere. So there's pictures of me, there's my website, my business phone number is out there. You know what I'm saying? It at least says I'm in Omaha, Nebraska. So like, You know what I'm saying? You can see me, you can whatever. I'm not hiding behind a screen and try to be some internet gangster and Twitter fingers and all this stuff. I don't even do none of that. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of y'all do. You feel me? A lot of y'all wouldn't say the stuff you say on the internet to people in real life. And that's where the problem lies, because I just feel like you need to keep that same energy in your day-to-day interactions. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying people need to come meet up with you and do all this stuff. I'm saying keep that same energy that you have in people's comments in real life. Otherwise, just keep scrolling. Like, you don't have to comment on everything you see on the internet. There are so many things that I disagree with. Shout out to Baylor, because I think it was Baylor. Well, shout out to him anyway. You feel me? I'm pretty sure I saw him retweet or tweet something earlier today or yesterday.
At the time of this recording.
You feel me? But that said, you can just keep scrolling if you disagree with something or something like that. Like, there are so many things that I will see on Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I'm usually only on there if I'm like watching somebody's live show. So I don't do a lot of watching YouTube shorts. I'm usually on there either to watch somebody's live show or to watch somebody's visuals for their episodes or something like that. So I'm on there for a specific reason with YouTube. That's not like a social media platform to me. But there are tons of stuff that I see on the internet that I disagree with. And you know what I do? I either keep scrolling, or sometimes, depending on what it is, I might just get off the app and just move on with my life for a little bit because y'all doing too much. Do that. You know what I'm saying? Stop making it a point to troll people. Now, if you're trolling, trolls gonna troll. But if you really think that these people that create this content really, truly owe you an explanation, and I won't say that. If you really think that you can really know someone, this is a better way to say it, and you really think that you have the entire picture based on a 60-second or less clip on the internet, you know, your critical thinking skills just aren't working, my friend. On the flip side of that, I do know that when I put certain things out there, it's going to get a reaction. You know what I'm saying? And I understand that. And that's why when people hop in my comments and it's like foolish stuff that I could tell you actually did not listen to the whole episode, because if you did, you would understand why I said whatever it is that I said that I put out there that you felt some type of way about, right? Especially if your conclusion from that clip is incorrect, right? So if you listen to the whole episode, you would know. But if you didn't take the time to do that, and I know you didn't, then I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I don't know you. You don't know me. I'll never see you in real life. And even if I did see you in real life, we can agree to disagree and move on. Like, it just literally is not that serious to me. This is literally my therapeutic creative outlet. You feel me? This is a public journal in a sense, because I'm always talking about my life, my interests, and the ways I'm trying to grow. That is a way that I have really grown, though, because I used to feel like I needed to explain myself because I didn't want to be like misrepresented. I used to get really annoyed when because I'm such a detailed communicator, I used to get really annoyed when I would thoroughly type out a status. This was usually on Facebook, right? And I am such a critical thinker in the sense that when I put stuff out there, I'm a very strategic thinker, whatever, really helps me in the work that I do, right? But I always think about, okay, does this, like, I'll read it out loud so I could read it from the perspective of the reader, and then I will answer any questions that I have that they would have. Like, that's how I do a lot of stuff. And so I'm a very thorough communicator. I over communicate to make sure that you understand. So I used to get so annoyed when I would over communicate on a status basically, and you still misunderstood it. But I've realized that people are going to receive things the way that they receive it, and they have the right to do that. And I also have the right that if I'm not about to explain myself to you, if you clearly misunderstood, you got it. You could think whatever you want. The growth is real, y'all. The growth is real because and that is why I am so glad that I am where I am at in my journey, as I am where I am at as a content creator, where I'm putting more stuff out there and trying different things and even giving y'all more and more insight into who I am, how I think, whatever. It's so funny because somebody was deep in the archives of my Instagram content, and they liked a live video from like October 2020 when I not a live video, an episode promo clip, I should say, from when I very first started uploading visuals on YouTube, because real ones know that I didn't used to have visuals. Real ones know this was audio only for about the first almost a year. Shout out to OTR Mike, who kept saying, go live, go live, go live. And then once I went live, I was like, okay, well, I might as well keep uploading visuals or whatever after that. Shout out to him. But they was deep in the archives of my IG content, and they liked whatever promo clip I had from October of 2020. Y'all, shout out to the visuals glow up, because that was back when I had like the blue screen, literally let y'all see the blue screen. I just recorded in front of a blue screen because the way my room was set up, I didn't want everyone to be like seeing my bed and all that. Not because my room is messy, because it's not that. It's just strangers on the internet don't need to be knowing what my bedspread looked like. You feel me? So shout out to the glow up now. You feel me? Because you see, we got the canvas art in the back. We got the better lighting because I was being very creative with the lamps that I was bringing in from the living room and whatnot. Shout out to the glow up. Shout out to the growth. Shout out to the fact that your girl got Rody Mac is in the building. Yes, because real ones know that I
absolutely
wanted this for years before I got here. I'll be having so much fun with these sounds. Shout out to the pod homies who willingly sent me recordings when I asked, so I could have the things that they say that I say frequently within my own life, off the mic and on the mic or whatever. Shout out to them, you know what I'm saying? But shout out to the glow up. Shout out to the grow up. But also, speaking of grow up, back to Tamara's takeaway, because I guess that's what this whole episode is finna be. Y'all need to stop it. It is not that serious. You can see something on the internet and ignore it. You feel me? You can disagree with something that somebody posts, and you can just keep right on scrolling if you're not going to do your due diligence to figure out if they really mean what you think they mean based on a 60-second or less clip. Because especially with my particular promo clips, at the end, you can tell this is a promo clip because I'm usually in the middle of a sentence. Like, it just, come on, y'all. Like, use your critical thinking skills. And if you're not going to do that, keep scrolling. You know what I'm saying? However, my encouragement to my content creators, and I posted this in the video, is stop going back and forth with these people, because some people really are just intent on misunderstanding you. Trolls be trolling, you feel me? Some people really don't care to hear the truth, your perspective, whatever. And y'all really be going back and forth with them in these comments, thinking you're going to prove something to them, and they really don't care. So like, you're wasting your time, your energy, whatever. Now, sometimes I will go back and forth with people a little bit, not to that degree, but sometimes I'll reply to comments because I understand that it can help with the algorithm to have that engagement with my content. So if you're doing that, because there are people that literally do that on purpose just because they know it can help their content potentially be seen more, do what you do. But when you do that, make sure you guard your heart. You know what I'm saying? And in general, my encouragement to anyone who wants to be a new content creator, because there's so many people that are wanting to start podcasts now and all that stuff. You got to have thick skin if you're going to put anything out there, any type of content. I know musicians understand that. I know actors and actresses and writers and this, that, and the other. Anything you put out there for the public to consume, you got to have thick skin, and you can't be easily offended because people say the wildest stuff. Like, I remember one time I did this, like, what God's been teaching me or whatever video on TikTok. And long story short, I shared a story about something me and Janae went through, and somebody in the comments was basically trying to come for me as a mom. Like, you don't know me, sir or madam. And it's so funny because I saw it. And when I see those comments, I just leave them there. I literally will read it, and then I will move on with life as if I never saw it. I'm not going to reply. I'm not going to like it. I don't know you. Literally, who are you? But you know what's funny is so many of my friends will see the way other people treat me online, and they be ready to do whatever, but they don't for whatever reason. Like, they be ready to go at it with them in the comments, but they don't. Especially if it's like a company thing or whatever. They're like, okay, I don't want to, taint her brand. Shout out to y'all that y'all, whatever, because you don't even got to do all that because I don't care. Like, and when I say I don't care, I really don't care. Like, if I cared, I would say, yeah, it bothers me or whatever. But, like, I don't know you. So, like, if that's what you think of me as a parent, okay, my kids say I'm a great mom. My kids are adults and we have a great relationship. So that's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? Is that my kids think I'm a great mom. It's fine if a stranger on the internet who doesn't even have a picture, do you even have kids, sir or madam? You know what I'm saying? None of that matters to me, right? So that is my encouragement to people who want to get into content creation is don't be moved by the trolls on the internet because, man, people really like to just say whatever in folks' comments and they really don't be about that life in real life. And some of y'all do, and then be the most miserable people because people who are healthy, happy, whole, people who are like happy with themselves, have joy in their heart, people who are like working towards something or have other stuff to focus on. You ain't out here trying to make other people be miserable because you understand that life be life in. So like, why do you need to like be having other people like making their day worse? Why would you do that when you know life can be trash just for whatever reason? I mean, what is a pandemic? We know what it is. Did we know what that was before 2020? No, and we are coming upon, it might be about this time 3 years ago that the pandemic started. Like, stuff like that could happen where the world, not just the city, the world, Craig, not just the city, the world could shut down. So many people lost their businesses, so many people, whatever. People die out of nowhere. People get cancer diagnosis and all this stuff. So when you understand that about life, you have to be a very miserable, already wounded, very hurt person to be out here intentionally trying to tear people down, right? And so before we get out of here, because I just kind of wanted to go on a rant this episode because I don't know, I could do what I want because it's my show, you feel me? But before I get out of here, I really want to encourage y'all with, do not allow the thoughts, opinions, or whatever of people you don't know on the internet, right? Do not allow that to let you be moved, right? You don't have to prove yourself to anybody, really. You really don't even have to prove yourself to people you know, but you definitely don't have to prove yourself to strangers on the internet, right? But if somebody is like going out of their way to be miserable to you, they are probably miserable. So literally the best thing you could do for them is literally just ignore them, right? If you need to block them, but don't let them disturb your peace, especially if you're someone who is trying to be like in general, you try to be kind and you try to be whatever. Don't let people take you out of character just because they're miserable. You know what I'm saying? If you're a praying person, pray for them because obviously they are really, really hurting. Hurt people. You know what I'm saying? Hurt people really do hurt people. Yes, it's a choice. We're not making excuses at all because people do need to be intentional about their healing and stop ignoring stuff and stop acting like, oh, that's just how I am and this, that, and the other. No, you're responsible for that. Like, you're not responsible always for what happens to you. You can't help that sometimes. But you are responsible for the way that you respond to it, right? And what you do with that. There are so many resources out here to where you need to take some responsibility to do what you need to do to be mentally, emotionally, and even spiritually healthy. You know what I'm saying? If that's important to you. But at the end of the day, we all have spirits and they all need to be healthy. What you do to get spiritually healthy, that's on you. But you do need to be spiritually healthy, right? But don't let these people take you out of character just because they're miserable. You know what I'm saying? So, as always, I'm about to go ahead and get up out of here. But make sure that you are taking care of yourself mentally. Make sure that you are taking care of yourself emotionally. Make sure that you are taking care of yourself spiritually. Make sure that you are taking care of yourself physically. Make sure that you are being healthy in your relationships. And sometimes that means you got to walk away from people. And that's okay, because if they're miserable, don't let them drag you down as well. You feel me? So thank you so much for tuning in and listening to all that I had to say today. I really appreciate y'all, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.
Ladies and gents, this concludes transmission. Tune in next time for a whole new edition. Another adventure and mission to share, be heard, and clarify the vision of this whole new world for